Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 reasons of why I moved to the UK from Canada. If you're new here, you may not have seen, I put out a video quite a few years ago now talking to you guys all about how I moved to the UK from Canada. Although I posted that video on my main channel, I have recently posted it on this channel now where I've been creating a whole series about how I moved here, why I moved here, resources, things that you might find different, and maybe some of the differences between Canadians and Brits. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you will definitely want to make sure that you do so you can see all those videos when they come out and how we can just kind of, you know, have a good laugh together, because it is a trip moving here, especially when you are from North America. So with that, let's get into the first reason of why I moved here. So although it's not only Canadians that watch my videos, Canadians, if you are watching this, if you are Canadian and you're watching this, you are going to really resonate with this one. I moved here to do more traveling. So I know in the States there are a lot of budget flight companies, but in Canada there's not very many options. So one of the main reasons that I really wanted to move to the UK was for the fact that I could travel amongst Europe and amongst different places more easily and for a lot cheaper of a price. Putting things into perspective for you, if you're not Canadian, it is cheaper for me to fly from London back to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada than it is for me to get a flight across Canada. That's right. It is that expensive. So I personally haven't even seen that much of Canada because it is just so expensive to do so. So when I wanted to move over to the UK, I would say 90% of the reason of why I moved over was for the fact that I wanted to see other places. Now, the second reason of why I moved here is I didn't want to move somewhere cold, but I also didn't want to move somewhere hot. I don't really thrive in the extreme heat, and I come from a country and a province where it easily gets -30 to -40 in the winter. So obviously I didn't want to move anywhere cold like that because I understand the cons, the pros and the cons of living in that type of climate. With that being said, England just had a really awesome climate that I think people often I think they kind of like over exaggerate the rain here. Yes, there are seasons where it does rain a lot and very heavy, and yes, I'm looking out to a very gray and bleak sky right now. However, I don't think it actually rains here as much as people says that it does. Equally, there is just something about being in the middle of January, middle of February, and being able to go and sit outside and have your lunch. Where I come from in Canada, there is no way in heck that I could ever sit outside in January for my birthday on a restaurant patio. Never. And you don't realize this, but there is something beautiful about being able to get fresh air in your lungs and it not freezing the inside of you, and like smelling like the life come back into the earth. I know that's like super over the top, but I love when I can go outside and I can smell the fresh grass, I can smell the fresh earth, and it is beautiful, and it does for me add to my quality of life. So the next reason that I want to talk about of why I moved here, because in that last video that I was talking about, a lot of you guys said I didn't talk about enough of the reasons of why I moved here. It is definitely the adventure. Of course, moving somewhere new is always going to be exciting. There came a point where I was like on my way over here and I was like, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I'll be honest, I didn't think that much. I just did the things that I needed to do, and it was only once I was here that I think I started to process like, oh my gosh, my life has literally been turned upside down. But there's something thrilling, there's something riveting about being in a new place, getting to know new people, and learning your new pace of life that is just exhilarating. Now, obviously, you guys know that I'm married, or if it's your first time here, you may not know that I'm married, but I have a whole slew of videos on the channel that you can go and get to know me and my husband. But obviously, I moved here a little bit for love. Let's be real. My experience would have been very different if I didn't meet my boyfriend at the time. Now he is my husband. I definitely wasn't moving to Bristol. I did want to move to Bath. So, you know, my course and my path here did change a little bit once I met my husband. So I cannot deny that part of the reason of why I moved here to Bristol, maybe not the UK, but Bristol, was definitely for love, and I met my husband. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about in regards to why I moved to the UK is work opportunities. I really noticed there was a lot of people that were really killing it in the influencer and content creation space, and it was a dream of mine to be able to move over here and work doing what I do now. And I have to tell you, within 6 months of me moving over to the UK, I was able to start working as a full-time content creator because there was more opportunities here. In the short 3 years that I've been here, I've been on TV. Paul and I have done done tons of casting opportunities, even though that they haven't worked out. And you guys, there are so many opportunities, even if I wanted to do more modeling, if I wanted to do more TV, that I haven't even had the time to pursue yet. I mainly just work as a content creator, but I love that those opportunities are potentially available to me if I put more effort into it. Whereas in Canada, I feel like unless you're living in Vancouver or Toronto, you don't have the opportunity to have certain types of careers, if that makes sense. So I definitely have to admit that part of the reason that I moved here was the potential work opportunity, which I ended up getting within 6 months of me moving here. Anyways, my friends, that is it for this quick video. What are some of the reasons of why you moved to the UK if you are new here? Brits, I'm sure if you are watching this, you may not see the allure of Britain. I know there's a lot of you, a lot of our friends here are like obsessed with America. Paul is a little bit obsessed with America. Paul would love to move to the States. I personally have never wanted to move to the States, so I'm really interested to hear if you are British. If you could move anywhere, where would you move? Or would you stay here? Anyways, my friends, thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, we would so love if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.